How's it going, Knicks fans? Welcome back to Fireside Knicks. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. As always, appreciate the love. Today, we're talking about Immanuel Quickley and getting a really nice compliment from one of the best players in the league, the best scorers in the league, Damian Lillard. And essentially, we all know Immanuel Quickley should be considered the sixth man of the year. I think it's pretty straightforward that he has done enough. Now, he has started some games, but mostly coming off the bench here. He was sick the other day, 138 points against the Pacers. The team had 130, but I imagine he had 138 points. He had 39 points, I believe. So he was tremendous alongside Quentin Grimes and Obi Toppin. Quickley has been just a force of nature for this team. He has taken such a big step forward this year. It kind of reminds me of when the Knicks were kind of talking with, about trading for Donovan Mitchell, and ultimately they wanted so much for him. They wanted Quickley, RJ Barrett, all these guys. Now, RJ's not having the best season, but Quickley ended up being an absolute beast. So you love to see this. He is definitely in the lead. There's a couple guys that are, I guess, competing with him. So Damian Lillard quote tweeted basically four pictures. It's Bobby Portis, Malik Monk, Malcolm Brogdon, and Immanuel Quickley. And he says Quickley should be winning the sixth man of the year. We're going to talk about that, talk about how big of a compliment that is, and ultimately the season he's having. So Ryan, before we dive into the good stuff, how you do today, my friend?
I'm doing great. As you mentioned with Immanuel Quickley and kind of like, I like seeing him getting respect from guys like Damian Lillard because quite frankly, I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming off as a homer, but this is Immanuel Quickley's award. It's as simple as that. But he starts X amount of games. He fits the qualification. He started less games and he came off the bench. There have been multiple six men of the year who have started as many games as Immanuel Quickley in recent memory. I'm not like pulling back from before 1990 or anything like that. We have multiple examples from the 2010s of guys winning the award while starting 18 plus games. For those saying that a true six man should just come off the bench, are we punishing a guy for filling in and playing extremely well when he's asked to fill in? If Malcolm Brogdon was as good as Immanuel Quickley, he would be able to do what Immanuel Quickley is doing, or at least this year. You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge Brogdon's talent level overall just based on one season, but specifically talking about this year, Immanuel Quickley leads in every value metric imaginable, like any off stat, any like net rating, any of those like advanced analytics. He leads in all of those stats. He's clearly one of the best players in the New York Knicks. Like it's probably, it's probably 1A, 1B, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, whichever order you'd like to put those two in. And then number 3 is Immanuel Quickley, right? He's the third best player on a 5 seed, right? Like Malcolm Brogdon might not be the fourth best player on his team, right? Like I'm just trying to make it, from a traditional argument sense, from an analytical argument sense, Immanuel Quickley is just better at basketball. He's a much better defender. They are similar offensive players in terms of value, right? Like the debate here really just comes down to making up rules of who can win the award and who cannot win the award, because people are mad that Immanuel Quickley is simply better than Malcolm Brogdon. I don't mean to be like I don't mean to come off as like like a know-it-all or talking from like my like a soapbox or anything like that. But let's be real here. There's no rule against the guy winning the award who starts 20 games. And there's never been a rule against that for the award. It's not in the qualifications, right? You can, as long as Immanuel Quickley is qualified for the award, no stipulation should be made about whether he's a sixth man or not. He qualifies for the award, therefore he is the sixth man of the year. Ben Simmons qualified as a rookie, even though it was his second year as an NBA player because he missed his first year with injury, and he still won Rookie of the Year. We've made it very clear with voting history that what the award stipulates, whether you're a rookie or a sixth man or whatever it may be, that's what matters. Not what fans think, not what fans of that player think, not what fans of that team think. It's what the award literally says. I can't believe that we're sitting here and having to hear arguments about, well, we should disqualify him because of something that isn't in the award description. He qualifies for it. He's the better player. When he fills in and he starts, he's sometimes the best player on the court on both sides. He's beaten Malcolm Brogdon head-to-head. Without Jalen Brunson, he was asked to start, and he absolutely smoked the Boston Celtics. He didn't just beat them, he smoked them. So if we want to talk about whatever stipulations people usually talk about MVP awards, which is, NBA awards, which is like head-to-head, advanced analytics, some traditional stuff, the qualifications on the award, Immanuel Quickley beats Brogdon in every sense of the award. So I don't see how he's not the winner of it.
Well, you can tell that Ryan is very, very excited about the fact that Immanuel Quickley deserves this award. And I'll tell you what, Brogdon, and that's not to say that Brogdon hasn't had a great season, right? He is averaging almost 15 points a game. Obviously, kind of a point guard, shooting guard mashup. He's shooting 440. Well, I guess if it's kind of interesting though, so I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second because a lot of his offensive stats are actually better than Quickley's. I'm looking at it like comparably, like a lot of they're very marginal differences. He hasn't started a game this year, right? So 67 games played, hasn't started a game, but Quickley's only started in 19 games compared to 79 games played. So you're looking at the sample size, right? Brogdon in a much smaller sample size. You're looking at 13 fewer games is slightly better in terms of his numbers. But with that being said, it's 13 games. That's like 15, 20% fewer games than what Quickley is performed in. So the larger sample size certainly suggests that Quickley is doing it over more time, and he's doing it more consistently. Not to say that Brogdon isn't doing it over a nice sample size as well, and he's certainly in the mix, and he's certainly the only real competitor here for that Sixth Man of the Year award. But Quickley has just done such a great job leading that offense. He's done a lot on the defensive side as well that goes unnoticed, and the offensive numbers don't dictate that all the time. So you're really seeing a really complete player coming out, and he's bringing a lot of energy, and the pace he runs with, and everything he does for this team is just tremendous. So Damian Lillard, I mean, look, if you don't want to listen, if you're like, I don't want to listen to the fans, don't want to listen to anyone. If there's anyone to listen to regarding this, it's one of the best players in the NBA, and it's one of the best scorers in the NBA in Damian Lillard. So you ask him who it should be, it's Immanuel Quickley, and I think it's pretty straightforward that we should kind of stick with him and his opinion on this. And if you look at the comments on the post too, everyone's like, my favorite comment on this is like, if you say anybody but Immanuel Quickley, you are automatically going to be labeled as someone who does not know ball. And I guess that's kind of the right way to put it. You don't know ball if you're not choosing Immanuel Quickley out of these four guys. So you definitely see the value there, and a lot of people really love him. So it's exciting. But a lot of there are opposing perspectives and opinions, and I think that's totally fair. But realistically, Lillard, I mean, look, Quickley's just done such a great job for this Knicks team, especially lately. When Brunson is off the floor, when he is not available for injury, whatever reason, the Knicks don't miss a beat. You know what I mean? Brunson is elite. Like Brunson is tremendous, but Quickley steps into the starting job and dominates and doesn't look back. That is really hard to do. Coming in against second teams and you're, utilizing them in a timing sequence and like, okay, their stars are off the floor. Let's put Quickley in and use that pace and really just run them into the ground. That's a really great strategy. But Quickley isn't just a, kind of a one-trick pony. He's going in there against starters, and he's kicking the shit out of them. He's going up, like you said, against the Celtics, putting up 40 freaking points against them, going up against the Pacers without Brunson, without Julius Randle, without RJ Barrett, and putting up 39 freaking points against them and carrying these teams to victory. And he's doing it all while, just running the floor at a pace that, like, the guy does an unlimited stamina. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like a cheat code when it comes to his stamina. So it's damn exciting. But guys, I'd love to hear your perspectives below on this kind of topic and what Damian Lillard believes. And do you think that you agree? I imagine this is a Knicks podcast. You guys probably agree with us that Immanuel Quickley is going to be the Sixth Man of the Year award. But I think when you're hearing, top NBA players mimic and mirror that same sentiment, it is true. And it ultimately, that's what's going to happen. So we're excited to see what happens there. But we are optimistic as always. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Knicks episode.